after that disastrous game 1 loss, this team, which has invested $50 into this tournament, not even a joke, they bought a premium pass each, which is $10 per person. They can no longer place higher than 5th. So first we say rip $50 after game 1, and now we wish them luck in game 2. It is, once again, we have to kind of look at the matchups and predict which each lane goes, because once again, they're amazing and doesn't organize a scoreboard. Mundo top against Ornn, it does seem. Mid lane is Orianna Kiana. Their names rhyme, so I'm going to get that wrong quite a few times. Zac against Nidalee jungle. Sivir Nautilus once again against Caitlyn Soraka. Just off first impressions, red team's draft is extremely YOLO. Nidalee jungle is not stellar. It is one of the junglers that farms crazily fast and has an insane burst right out of the jungle, which sets up for very fast kills. But if that plan ever falls flat on your face, you're kind of screwed, because Nidalee can't really come back from a deficit. At least lacks the tools to do so. So we're going to get into this game. It is going to be game 2 of Clash. If they lose this game, then their tournament is over, with them securing 8th place out of 8. Or actually, there might be a third game to determine 7th or 8th, but at that point, it doesn't really even matter. If they win this game, they will go on to play for 5th versus 6th. Is this the classic case of not good enough for top bracket, but too good for lower bracket? We will wait and see. That Orianna splash art looks very dated. I used that skin and now I'm staring at it. I just realized how ugly the splash looks in comparison with some more modern splashes. You can kind of see the same effect with Corporate Mundo. It clearly splash art's drawn from a different era. Back when Twitch looked like he didn't have eyes.
Very true.
It seems like someone threw Twitch into a washing machine and the splash icon is just what came out of it. That was the era from which these arts were drawn. It does bring back a strange sense of nostalgia. And then, like, I remember everybody collectively losing their minds when Warring Kingdoms Jarvan and Warring Kingdoms Xin Zhao came out, just because their splash looks so badass. And even by modern standards, those splashes aren't stellar. Like, they still hold up at decently epic, I guess, but there have been way better splashes. Splash arts nowadays. The art department is no longer... The art department got a lot more budget. They're no longer one man on MS Paint. Soraka, she's gonna walk into an anchor, she gets hooked up, and the Nautilus finds an easy kill. Easy first blood. Excellent start for this tournament. Yes, scoreboard. I should organize that. Mundo walks away, makes out like a bandit and gets a kill, and poor Soraka starts this game out with 1 death. I will say that is my favorite skin in the game. Bar none.
Wait, Orianna?
No, this skin right here.
Star Guardian,
oh,
I
yeah.
see.
This is my favorite skin in the game. Bar none, nothing comes close. It does kill me a little bit inside to see someone using this skin just in first blood. It's so good. The splash is amazing. The in-game model is elegant enough, but also very simple. I think that's one of my biggest complaints with Stormbringer Soraka and why I didn't buy that skin. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. The in-game animations are amazing, especially the wish animation. But 1, I didn't like the splash as much as Star Guardian Soraka. And 2, I just think the in-game model is a little bit too tacky. It adds on too much. But this skin, it's elegant, it is simple, and it has a very pleasing color scheme. Green and white. Almost turquoise. Which I'm a fan of. Alright. Enough about skins. Red team, 600 gold behind just because they gave up first blood plus assist money. The game has begun proper. Mundo against Ornn. Very interesting matchup. Ornn is quite meta nowadays. You see him played in like all-roll solo lane, but not so much Mundo. So this is a matchup that I personally haven't seen that much. In theory, Mundo should just slap the Ornn around. Being resourceless and being naturally tanky against tenacity and whatnot, yeah, he's just slapping the Mundo around. It's not even because of first blood, it's just because he should be beating him in this match. Cleaver spam is not something that Ornn can actually take, because Ornn has no tank steroids in his kit, aside from his passive, which, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but in early laning phase, it might as well not exist. The part of his passive that gives him a 10% bonus armor and MR from items. So he has no tank steroids. He's not like Maokai that he can innately sustain. He's not like most other tank tops where you either have a shield or a steroid that instantly boosts your armor MR, or both, which is the case with actual most tank top laners. So against someone like that, as a resources champion that does HP % damage, like Mundo, who can just spam cleavers into Ornn's face, it doesn't seem like this is a matchup that Ornn can actually take. Especially when Mundo hits level 6, he can just pop his ultimate. Now granted, Ornn will be significantly tankier than Mundo in the late game, especially when healing reduction starts coming down. Just the raw stats that Ornn can get and he can give the rest of his team makes him far more valuable than Mundo.
That's true.
But as an early and mid-game threat, Mundo is far superior. Like, this is not a competition. He might be getting slapped a bit in lane now, but that CS lead definitely telling the story of this lane so far. Mundo also can just naturally out-sustain an Ornn. Ornn just doesn't have enough laning power. And that's a solo kill. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I didn't even talk about that, but Qiyana gets a solo kill onto the Orianna and the gank bot lane. Not fruitful. Zac was a jungler choice. Zac's biggest tool is that he can initiate from a very, very far distance, which makes his ganks terrifying. But he's also not the fastest farming jungler, especially compared to a jungler like Nidalee that's traditionally been described as a jungling killing machine. Just farming camp after camp with brutal efficiency. She can accrue income much faster than the Zac. So it's really up to the Zac to make some very early on map plays to actually offset the Nidalee. And what she can do, Flash is forced out by the Ornn, Nidalee's spear misses. But no big loss for the Mundo. He did have to blow his Flash. Now Zac walking into his topside jungle, realizing that, oh crap, Nidalee took all my camps, what do I do now? And he's now wandering around. He really needs to try to find some more farm. Either that or try to make some more impactful ganks. Because Nidalee will outpace him in income. And she can ride a power spike all the way to the bank if this threat goes unchecked. Her first gank did successfully, well, if nothing else, didn't land damage, but it did success. I still can't say that word. Successfully, thank you, Coldcaster. Successfully forced out that flash. That spear coming down, excellent backstab.
Excellent backstab.
Backstab. I'm not English, I'm Chinese.
It's okay. You know, looking at this
syllables are hard.
I think blue team has the better team.
They do have the better team. Qiyana, oh, that last edge of Ixtal, not finding the kill. Is this actually called Edge of Ixtal?
Yes, Edge of Ixtal.
Edge of Ixtal, that's such a weird name.
You want to have Elemental Wrath instead?
No, Ixtal is actually the name of... Here's the lore guy. Ixtal is the name of the jungle area, like the Ixtalan jungle, like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
However, I was under the impression that Nidalee inhabited the jungle and no humans, but it turns out there's actually like an empire there. See, I do have the world book, like the lore universe book.
Mm-hmm.
I should read up about the jungle in that book. I got to the part with Targon, and just reading about Targon's aspects, like their heavenly aspects. And people who own that book will tell me, hey, that is literally the first page, which you are correct, that is all I read.
Well,
but Qiyana finding solo kill number 2 onto Orianna. I didn't even talk about that, but she is well on her way to actually dominating this lane. Orianna is quite squishy against assassins early. Ooh, knockoff, just finding the edge. Red team takes their first Drake, so they're securing the objective game. The gold lead, still dead even. But blue team hasn't actually found a successful kill since that first invade onto the Soraka. Soraka is actually going to go back for Crystalline Bracer first item, going for... This could be redemption. Right? Yeah, it could be redemption. Mundo pops his ultimate. Resources champion gated only by cooldowns. He can just afford to do this and run the Ornn down. He is still one level above the Ornn. Well, more than half a level, give or take, above the Ornn. With a 20 CS lead. So a decent lead in top lane. Now, once he gets tanky enough, he'll pretty much not be killable by red team.
Pretty much.
Red team doesn't really have a form of sustained DPS aside from Caitlyn. But Caitlyn traditionally has always kind of struggled against Dr. Mundo just because she holds a pea shooter against him for the majority of the game. When it gets to 6th item, maybe we can talk about a different story. The Horn comes out. Orianna gets punched up. She is Spirito. She has to run. The reinforcements are coming down from red team. Kiana in the river, but she gets countered out by Zac. No rotation in time. So the ram gets wasted, essentially. Blue team just walks away unscathed for the most part. Herald has spawned at the 8-minute mark. Will they go for this? They know that blue team has reset. But surprisingly, they don't opt to take the Herald. Orianna coming back. Shockwave on the Ornn! That is a solo kill. Ornn overstays, thinking that Orianna's backed. Oh, the spear. Mundo. Directed camera pulling me back, but here comes the fight. Herald gets aggroed by Burning Agony. Nidalee has the pounce. Will there be a flash over? No, there will not. Stun across the wall, buying some time, and they even clip the Orianna. The spear comes onto the Clock Girl. Clock Girl needs to run. The Ignite is ticking. She used Protect already. She doesn't have it. Ignite will burn down. That is the 3rd death for Orianna. And unfortunately, this is worth 300 gold because she just got a solo kill. Briefcase flies out onto Kiana, but blue team will secure this Herald. Nidalee had to make a hasty retreat from the pit. So blue team walking away with a global objective in their pocket. And they're actually... Nope, they're not going to send this top immediately. Zac is going to use this recall. Kiana now, 2 mini waves ahead, 3-0-0. With 2 cookies uneaten.
Well, Orianna is a weak mid laner against assassins.
She is not the best pick into an assassin, but at the same time, she also shouldn't die in the mid lane against an assassin. You have so many tools to actually protect yourself early on. You might not have the advantage in the lane for the most part, but... She
took barrier instead of...
No, she took teleport instead of barrier.
Yeah, instead of barrier. Yeah,
that's actually hurting her survivability quite a bit. Because Orianna can actually lay down some serious pressure onto most melee matchups. It's just that when the melee matchup jumps on you, that's when you get into trouble. But teleport coming down from bot lane. Zac is bouncing all over the place. Is there Shockwave? Shockwave is not available yet, but it's almost up. Soraka is the first victim. The Horn comes down. The TP is matched. 3-man ramp. Zac gets popped into the blob form. Orianna's so low. Horn crashes into the wall and kills her off. And Zac being blobbed, lonely and afraid. 2 for 3. Horn matching the TP, getting 3 assists. Mundo does not actually have his own. So the TP advantage going the way of red team, and they secure that kill. And the 2-man powerhouse from red team rotating to blue team stronghold, taking whatever the hell they want. Raptor will be their target. That TP play was so good until it wasn't. Orianna's Shockwave came up a little bit too late, and Ornn has matched his TP in time. Well, by the time they could clean up too many kills. The reinforcements of red team has already arrived, and from there it's just an easy cleanup effort. Zac is here in the backline. Can he grab the Kiana? No, he cannot. Kiana not punished. 4 kills to nothing so far. Very ahead already. When Orianna falls behind like this against an assassin, you just become free food. Your early laning power against an assassin don't mean squat. You can punish people like Kiana or Talon or Zed as Orianna just because your ball can give you so much zoning potential and so much harass potential. But the instant you go down to them once in lane, it's over. you need things like early arm guard or something just to build a little bit more defense. If taking teleport over barrier also significantly hurts an Orianna's capabilities in actually making plays happen. And the most critically, she has phase rush, which is not the most common rune I've seen on Orianna, unless I'm a whole season behind. Because unless I'm wrong, Aerie is still the preferred choice for Aerie.
I think Electrocute is also a good choice.
Maybe I'm maybe a whole season behind on this rune thing, but last time I checked, which was in season 9, Aerie was the most preferred rune for Ori. Phase Rush just doesn't offer enough support. Red team takes the dragon, and it's now a slaughterhouse in the pit. The Shockwave finds 1 kill. Nidalee will die, but the bullet tank not in time. Boomerang Blade not going to find a kill. The return anchor not finding anything either. Mundo actually walked his way all the way down here. He's not going to find anyone. Red team steals the dragon and takes an advantageous trade. 2 for 1. Qiyana picks up yet another kill and yet another assist. 5-0 and 2, closing in on 100 CS. Ooh, she is a terrifying threat to behold. Already Moby Boost complete, already Duskblade complete, and holding on to pink cores. She's really feeling it this game. Wish comes down. Oh, that's not gonna be a kill. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Blue team just falling behind all across the board.
It does seem like all the plays I've been trying so far have just been swiftly countered. There's nothing to speak of from here.
Yeah. Blue team just not finding the right places to flank.
Yep.
And group. Especially going straight into the Dragon Pit with a Qiyana ult available. That's just a suicidal move.
Orianna did come in to try to save that trade with a shockwave, but when in the ride the damage was already done. She did walk away with 1 kill, but it wasn't enough to offset everything there. They need to kill off this Qiyana. They need to find a way to shut her down. With Moby Boots and with basically a means to actually start killing turrets. They have excellent sieging potential from bot lane. Caitlyn cannot definitely siege this turret with Soraka behind her. And Qiyana is such a terrifying threat that she can turn the entire map into her own playground. They're going to start losing towers pretty soon. They have to try to find a way to shut down this map movement. And speaking of map movement, Nidalee topside, the spear not going to land, or crashing into his own pillar. Ooh. And Zac comes in, but his Q misses! Now he has to try to chase after him by himself. Let's bounce, finding the knockup. That is going to be a kill on the Ornn, and Zac finds a double kill, saving Mundo in the nick of time. That is a good turnaround play from blue team, but can they convert this into turrets? Can they convert this into map detectives? Because they desperately need to find something on the map. They can't just look for kills. They need to actually look for ways to wrestle pressure back. Caitlyn kills the Nautilus. That's a 2v2. Oh, that's a bullet. Silver has spell shield though, so she will be fine. Moby Boost roaming down. So the bot lane did not work out, clearly. Nautilus died. In a cruel twist of fate, blue team actually secures first turret in this game without even a herald. Mundo is actually just naturally winning this lane, which is, good for him. But neither side itemizing heavily towards MR. Mundo did pick up Spectre's Cow, but both sides opting to finish their Sunfire's Cape first. Sunfire's Cape did receive a minor rework. Rework. Ooh. Okay, I'll stop. Sunfire Cape did receive a minor rework in now if you actually land CC, you do a slightly larger burst of fire, and that is a very dead Orianna, and this is going to be a free Herald too. Oh my god. No, there's no saving this act. They could try teleporting on a blob, but that would be suicidal. Herald 2 is going to go to red team. But now, Sunfire's Cape. Landing CC, which is not something Mundo can actually do, because I'm pretty sure Cleaver doesn't count. Slow is not on the mobilize. It actually releases a larger burst of fire that does a bit more damage. So it just makes Ornn even better with that item.
Does it scale off?
It doesn't scale off anything HP? As far as... Oh, it does scale off HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just deals like a... It just deals a Fire Nova. Yeah. It's a... It's basically the base damage of Sunfires plus the skill. Oh, 4-man Shockwave! The Wish will try to reset the fight, but Soraka is going to be the first victim. Mundo pops the speed, and he's going to get in. Oriana is being chased by Kiana on the side. She is not long for this world. Kiana finds that kill, but the core for blue team is rolling through. Beautiful 4-man Shockwave. Exactly what they needed, but unfortunately they did it on top of a crumbled mid turret. They did lose that T1. They might have wanted to pick off more from that. Their cores are still alive. They found a Soraka and an Ornn, neither of which are particularly strong right now. Neither of which are high priorities to shut down. Sure,
that's still a good setup for Dragon.
Sure, it's income, but it's not all they want. Because right now, Dragon can still be threatened. Supreme Display of Talent not up yet, but it will be up when blue team decides to commit on it. Mundo's actually recalling. He does have TP, so he could get back. Nidalee critically didn't die, so red team didn't actually lose their means to contest Drake. In fact, they are going to get a head start on it. Blue team has voluntarily left the pit, because if they get caught out there, it will be pure disaster. Zac winding up. He wants to go. Can he go? He is going to go, but he died so early. It is 3,000 health. Zac does not have passive. Let's bounce. It's going to try to buy some time. He flashes into red team, but that is just going to get him killed. The Ornn horn is sounded. 2-man knockup. Sivir gets killed off by the Ram, and the Shockwave finding only one target, but no death. 5-man strong. They find 3 kills to 0. Now blue team has been routed. They are on the run. Red team has stayed behind to kill off the dragon, and the rest of the cores are running down what remains of blue team down here. The ball lashes onto Nautilus. It's no more shockwave, no more damage. Oriana's mana pool is also not holding up. She has Sorkshoes and Ludens at 18 minutes in, and that is it. No Oblivion Orb, no penetration. Just raw AP, which is not even that much at this stage in the game, honestly. Zac winding up. He's going to try to save the T2 tower. He is going to do so briefly. He does dissuade the push. But now blue team soundly behind. The next Drake will be Soul. If red team gets the Soul, it's gonna be disastrous. This is Ocean Soul.
Oof.
They will not be killable with Ocean Soul. Sivir still needs so much time to scale up. She needs to be that 6-slotted team fighting terror, but so far she is 2-slotted and just getting picked off in every fight. Kiana is still running train all over blue team. 10, 0, and 4. 3 items completed, well, movie boost included, of course. Whew, Ornn is also 2 levels away from being able to also wait, somebody, what the hell? Okay, I'll have to check that later. Someone gave me a notification. But enough about that. That notification interrupted my train of thought. Where was I? Oh yes, Ornn, he can start upgrading items pretty soon. In 1 level from now, he can upgrade Youmuu's Ghost Blade into Youmuu's Wraith Blade, I believe it is called. Which makes it from Toho reference into nothing. In terms of naming, at least. Oh, but here comes Kiana. That is an easy kill on the Oriana. No ultimate required. She's going to use it now, but she's not going to shove it into a wall. So now Sivir unstunned. She's still decently healthy. Boomerang Blade almost kills out the Kiana, but Ornn, she's so huge. The knockup finds a way to heal through the silence. Now she has to try to make a run for it. She's so low. Ornn doesn't really have damage reflection, but Sunfire is upgraded. The Masterwork Sunfire K providing 100 armor. That is, well, 110 if you count as passive.
Oof.
That is a significantly tanky Ornn that the Sivir just does not have the means to kill right now. Mundo is going to run into 3 people, so he's going to turn tail and run. Meanwhile, Nidalee getting some alone time with the mid lane inhib tower.
And red team just taking full control of the game at this point.
Yeah,
blue team's just
off the back
for scraps.
Off the back of Kiana, she's actually getting the Caitlyn quite fed as well. We haven't seen a lot of action from this Caitlyn, just some pretty advantageous trades down bot lane, some 1-2v2s. But look at her scoreline. She's got Storm Razor, she's got Boost Down, she's got Eye Edge. Her most expensive items have been accounted for. So now it's just a smooth cruise into Rapid Fire, into Shiv or Phantom Dancer, into more crit items. She can reach 100% crit, and her transition from early to late game has all but been assured. This is around the time of the game when Caitlyn actually falls off a bit. Her key items just take forever to build, and without the sudden injection of income, she will find herself to be quite weak for a significant period of the mid game. That issue has mostly been mitigated. She does have Eye Edge done, and she's beat the Sivir to the punch by a massive margin. It's Reaver plus an incomplete Zeal against a completed Eye Edge and win Stormrazor. Oh, the Shockwave, will it find the Soraka? The Equinox buying so much time! The Soraka's not dead yet! She's not dead! She's still living! Orianna dies to the Caitlyn! Let's bounce! But it's a very low Zac. He gets blobbed in the middle of red team. Oh no, Qiyana finds the Sivir on the side as well. 3 members dead. No answers. They can't even kill off a Soraka. And that is going to be Baron Nashor for red team, getting a 3 for nothing yet again. Red team will secure Baron, and now they can actually use this to lay some serious pain all over blue team. Can they hold the line? They are going to reset for Soul as well. 30 seconds away from Ocean Drake. They get the Soul, they get the Baron, they can make a game-ending push. Mundo, he's going to run down. Will blue team try to prevent this, or will they just give it away? They need to find a catch on the Qiyana. They haven't been able to find a successful one all game long. They definitely have the tools to do it. They have Shockwave. They have Depth Charge. They have On the Hunt to even get in there. They just need to find a way to kill the Qiyana.
Yeah.
When Qiyana dies, it's probably possible to actually win the team fight from there still. They do have tanky cores on the front. Mundo is not behind this game. They could probably do it here. But Mundo is also soloing the Drake. Zac jumps in, wins the ball. The Shockwave finds on the 2, but Qiyana kills off the Orianna before any further damage is done. The Ore Horn comes down yet again. Zac gets knocked up. Qiyana's just raking havoc in the back line. Sivir is dead as well. Nautilus is the next victim. Qiyana is completely uncontested. Ocean Soul comes down. The tanks are too busy fighting Drake, and nobody was fighting the Qiyana. Quadra kill. 16-0-4 is this Qiyana. With Black Cleaver complete. She is 2 items away from full build 24 minutes in. That is a very grim outlook for blue team. They just outright lost the game from here. This is going to be a very straightforward push. Respawn timers just coming down now. But blue team so very weak, and red team are so very healthy. The Ocean Soul sustaining them. They can actually stay and fight this out even. If they go for this haphazard engage, can they do it? Warren is so tanky. He's just not taking damage. His HP is not dropping. He's actually going to try to turn. No, the hook finds him. The hook does find him. Qiyana on the side kills off the Zac. 17 kills in. 2 kills already right outside blue team space. And now red team, boldened by that victory, their minion wave is coming. Will they actually stay? Are they actually going to go through with this recall? Yes, they are. They're not going to go for a game-ending push. They definitely still have the tools to. Supreme Display of Talent still up. Qiyana still has ultimate. Ornhorn almost back up as well. This game is very far beyond salvageable. Ornn making the correct choice, upgrading Eye Edge. Caitlyn 7-1-7. She did go back for Phantom Dancer, making her even tougher to kill. These Orianna Shockwaves, aside from that one 4-man Shockwave that was found in mid lane, just hasn't been converted into any major teamfight victories. Mostly because the entire blue team is just so far behind that no matter what one person does, it's not enough. They need a miracle catch at this point in the game to actually have a chance of coming back. But it does look like the window for them to win is dimming. It's closing on them second by second here. An uncontested tier 2 falls in top tower. Another reset from red team. They are almost needlessly cautious about this. They definitely don't need to go through all of this. They don't have to take a turret and back. Take a turret and back. They do have about 2 minutes to play until they have to be concerned with the next global objective. But right now, they can just go for the jugular. Go for the throat. Ornn making items. He's gonna get interrupted. Very rude. Now he can go build another item in the back where he can be undisturbed. At this point, red team is just flexing. Like, they could win this game, but they're now opting not to. They're just going to play with their food a little bit longer before they move on to the next round.
Well, this is what happens when you enter the losers bracket.
Is there any hope for blue team here? Like, what sequence of events must occur to even give them a chance of coming back? Does Kiana have to fountain dive? Or
if they catch Kiana instead of trying to catch the other people.
Here's the thing though, even if they catch Kiana now, they can't kill her. Ardent Sensor plus Redemption plus Aether Wisp on Soraka, one wish will kill Kiana back to full. They either need to full burst her from 100 to 0 before Soraka can physically press R, which at this point in the game it just isn't possible.
No,
or they need to try to find multiple critical catches at the same time and CC down the Soraka of all people. But every time they try to do that, Kiana has just gone her way into the back and killed everybody. Like, there's very little that they can actually do to win a fight from this position. Red team knows this. They've been grouping up 5-man strong for the past however long minutes, and they've taken everything as a team. Blue team has no chance to make picks and no chance to flank. They're not giving blue team a chance to win.
If they land a nice shockwave coupled with
not
all
enough.
of their
at this point the shockwave is not enough because they don't have burst to speak of. You land that shockwave, but then that's it. You don't have burst from that position. Boomerang Blade is not burst. Depth Charge is definitely not burst. Baron Asher is up. Red team is actually gonna go make an excursion into Baron Pit instead of committing to a team fight. Can they find the shockwave here? The shockwave comes down. Soraka gets called out, but Wish resets the fight entirely. And now red team, they can fight this. Blue team has lost the will to fight. They have to back off. The shockwave just gets fully reset by the Soraka. She's full health again. She's just full health again. Like, there's nothing they can do here.
Yep.
That was a beautiful shockwave. It caught out the targets that it needed to, but they just press one button and they can reset the fight from this position. This is not a winnable fight in any regard for blue team. Right now, they just have to huddle together against the darkness as it closes in on them. Red team slays the Baron. Then the push is coming down. Nope. They're not ending the game.
Another reset.
They're resetting.
They're just...
Elder Dragon, 23 seconds. Is a miracle steal enough? It might not be. Let's take a look at the gold, because we actually haven't looked at the gold this game at all. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep, that's not even a contest.
Oh, mother. Wow, okay, that's depressing to watch. Let's go look at something else.
Too far behind.
Yep, they are so far behind that it's not worth contesting the teleportal. Oriana's gonna make her way mid lane, and that is gonna draw the attention of so many people. Equinox not finding the stun. The shockwave used for self-heal. Nidalee walks away scot-free, and now the rest of blue team is here. Wish gets popped really early, so Soraka is now the first victim, but oh no, they left the Sivir behind, so Sivir is now the first death on blue team, with way more to follow. The Caitlyn shoots are coming down. She is shooting all over the place. Kiana takes down Oriana. Zac gets blobbed up, and Mundo is the last survivor. He has to try to run for the hills, but he's not going to be able to make it. Caitlyn takes him down. 5 for 1. They cash out the Soraka, but they threw the kitchen sink at her, and then there was nothing else left.
And that's GG.
That is going to be a straightforward push down to mid lane. The inhibitor will not stand for long, and neither will this game. Unfortunately, the Clash team, $50 down the drain, and they secure last place in this Clash tournament. Supreme display of talent. Insult onto injury. Kiana doesn't actually get 20 kills, but she will settle for 19. A crushing victory for red team.
Wow. What went wrong here?
What went wrong? A lot of things. Not checking the assassin early game was definitely the biggest mistake there. And also the teleports. They were being outmatched teleports 2-1. So they even lost out on teleport rotations in that regard. And by the time that blue team realized that they need to try to make miracle catches, I think the game has already gone way too far behind. Look at this damage chart. Oh my god, Jesus.
Oh,
This isn't even fair. Silver actually
Blue
got
team-
out damage on Mundo because it was so bad.
you seem very even across the board for damage dealt.
Yeah, unfortunately they're all very low.
Yeah.
Let's look at this
That's
gold graph. Oof.
Ooh, that's
Wow, shout out to the Soraka, who is richer than the blue team's jungler. Now,
just disappointing.
Clash is not over yet. Because they went 0-2, they now have to fight in the third game to determine the 7th or 8th place. Will they completely bow out at last place, or will they secure second last place? Stay tuned.